the Sultan of Islamic history who defeated the Crusaders and liberated Palestine. He is regarded as one of the greatest Muslim military commanders after Khalid ibn al-Walid. His vast and magnificent empire included present-day Egypt, Syria, Yemen, Palestine, Iraq, Makkah, and Medina. Hi, welcome to the House of the Charts. Today we will discuss the genealogy of Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi, the Conqueror of Jerusalem. Who were the ancestors of Salahuddin Ayyubi? What was his connection to the rulers of the Zengid dynasty? What major mistake did Salahuddin make that led to the fragmentation of his empire? How many children did Salahuddin have? And does the Ayyubid family still exist today?
Before we begin, I want to let you know that here on House of the Charts, I create videos using the beautifully designed charts from Ayyubid I. If you'd like to access these, you can support their work on Patreon. Pledges start at just $1. The Aga Khan family tree and the Caliph Abu Bakr family tree featured in our videos are available there as well. So, do check out Ayyubid I on Patreon and support their amazing work. Link in the description. Now, back to the video.
Salahuddin's family belonged to the Kurdish Rawadi tribe, which lived in the city of Divin in Armenia. The forefather of the family was Shadi ibn Marwan, who held a high position in the powerful Kurdish Shaddadid dynasty of that time. When the Seljuk Sultan Malik Shah I deposed the Shaddadid ruler Fazlun ibn Fadl, Shadi ibn Marwan left Divin and migrated to the Iraqi city of Tikrit, which was then under the Abbasid Caliphate. After some time, the Abbasids appointed him governor of Tikrit. Shadi ibn Marwan had two sons, Najm al-Din Ayyub and Asad al-Din Shirkuh. After Shadi's death, his elder son, Najm al-Din Ayyub, succeeded him as governor of Tikrit. Najm al-Din was the father of Salahuddin al-Ayyubi. It is said that Salahuddin named his dynasty the Ayyubid Sultanate after his father. In 1132 CE, Najm al-Din Ayyub entered the service of the Zengid dynasty and began supporting Imad al-Din Zengi near Tikrit against the Seljuk Sultan. In 1136, his brother Shirkuh killed a Christian in Tikrit, which led to both brothers being expelled from the city. However, Imad al-Din Zengi offered them refuge. Zengi appointed Najm al-Din Ayyub first as governor of Baalbek, and later as governor of Damascus. Imad al-Din Zengi also appointed Asad al-Din Shirkuh, Najm al-Din's brother, as a commander in his army. During this time, Shirkuh was entrusted with the training and mentorship of Zengi's son, Nur al-Din Zengi, who grew deeply influenced by Shirkuh. It is said that Shirkuh played a vital role in laying the foundations of the Ayyubid dynasty. Najm al-Din Ayyub married Sit al-Mulk Khatun, with whom he had 5 sons and 2 daughters. His eldest son, Nur al-Din Ayyub, Salahuddin's elder brother, served as a commander in the Zengid army. After his father's death, he became the ruler of Aleppo. Throughout his life, he fought many battles under the Zengids. After several victories, he was martyred while fighting the Crusaders in Damascus. His second son was Turan Shah, who supported his brother Salahuddin on every front. He assisted in establishing Salahuddin's rule in Egypt and helped extend the Ayyubid Sultanate into Yemen and the Hijaz. Because of this, he was often called the Prince of Yemen and is recognized as its first Ayyubid ruler. Another son, Tugtakan, was a younger brother of Salahuddin. He became the second prince of Yemen and Arabia. According to the historian Ibn al-Athir, he once attempted to seize control of Mecca by force. However, due to the protest of the Abbasid Caliph al-Nasir, Salahuddin prevented him from occupying the holy city. Another important son was Al-Adil, who became Salahuddin's most trusted brother. He later succeeded him as the 4th Sultan of the Ayyubid dynasty. Throughout Salahuddin's life, Al-Adil provided crucial military and administrative support for his brother's mission. Najm al-Din also had two daughters, Rabia Khatun and Fatima Khatun. Fatima Khatun, better known as Sit al-Sham, was Salahuddin's second sister, and probably elder than Rabia Khatun. She is remembered as the founder of the Al-Madrasa al-Shamiyya al-Kubra in Damascus. After the death of her first husband, Sit al-Sham married her cousin, Muhammad ibn Shirkuh, who was, at that time, the ruler of Homs. Najm al-Din's most important son was Sultan Salahuddin Yusuf ibn Ayyub, commonly known as Saladin, the founder of the Ayyubid Dynasty. He is remembered as one of the most renowned conquerors and rulers, not only in Islamic history, but in world history. Saladin was born in 1138 CE in Tikrit, Iraq. He received his early education from his father and his uncle. His uncle Shirkuh had a strong influence on his military training, since both his father and uncle held important positions in the Zengid state. Saladin also joined the Zengid army. His military career began when Nur al-Din Zengi sent him to Egypt to support the Fatimid Caliphate. Owing to his brilliant strategies against the Crusaders, the Fatimid Caliph Al-Adil appointed him as vizier. However, the turning point came when Al-Adil died, leaving Egypt under Saladin's control. Saladin abolished the Shia Fatimid Caliphate in Egypt and pledged allegiance to the Sunni Abbasid Caliph in Baghdad, thereby founding the Ayyubid Dynasty. Since Makkah and Medina were under Fatimid control at that time, these holy cities also came under Saladin's authority. The most significant battle of his life, and one of the most decisive in Islamic history, was the Battle of Hattin, 1187 CE. Under his leadership, the Ayyubid army dealt a crushing defeat to the Crusaders and successfully liberated Jerusalem, restoring Muslim control over Palestine. This victory triggered the Third Crusade, yet the Crusader armies failed to overcome Saladin's forces. In 1193 CE, at the age of 55, Sultan Saladin passed away. He was buried near the Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, where his tomb remains to this day. Saladin married Ismat al-Din Khatun, who, according to some historians, was the widow of Nur al-Din Zengi. Their marriage is believed to have been a political move to unify Muslim lands.
According to historical records, Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi had 17 children, but the most prominent among them were Al-Afdal, Al-Aziz, and Al-Zahir. Yet, like the Abbasids and Seljuks before him, Salahuddin repeated the mistake of dividing his empire among his heirs. Al-Afdal was given Palestine and Syria, Al-Aziz inherited Egypt, Al-Zahir received Aleppo, Turan Shah continued to rule over Yemen. This division weakened the Ayyubid state internally. Even so, Al-Aziz managed to consolidate some control and can be considered Saladin's true successor. However, he constantly faced rebellions from his brothers, Zengid rulers, and rival tribes. In 1198 CE, while on a hunting expedition, Al-Aziz died, leaving the throne to his 12-year-old son, Al-Mansur. This succession raised the question, who truly held power, the young sultan or his regent? As a result, a civil war broke out between Saladin's son Al-Afdal and his brother Al-Adil. Ultimately, Al-Adil emerged victorious, deposing Al-Mansur and ascending the throne as the fourth sultan of the Ayyubid dynasty. The Crusaders called him Safaddin, a corruption of his actual name, Saif al-Din. Following his victory, he ruled for nearly 20 years, successfully reuniting the Ayyubid state. In 1190 CE, King Richard I of England, Richard the Lionheart, first proposed marrying his sister, Joan of England, and later his niece, Eleanor the Fair Maid of Brittany, to Al-Adil. Both attempts failed, however, since Al-Adil showed no interest in Christianity. Al-Adil spent most of his life trying to avoid new crusades, but in 1217 CE, the Fifth Crusade began. The 72-year-old sultan fought bravely but died due to illness. After his death, his son Al-Kamil became the fifth Ayyubid sultan. He tried to negotiate peace with the Crusaders, but they refused and marched toward Cairo. In response, Al-Kamil ordered the floodgates of the Nile to be opened, which stopped the Crusader advance. Thus, the Fifth Crusade failed to achieve its goals, and the Crusaders returned without victory.
Although Al-Kamil managed to secure peace with the Crusaders, he had to deal with threats from the Seljuks and the Khwarezmians. Near the end of his life, he further divided the Ayyubid state between his two sons. After his death, Al-Salih Ayyub took over Syria, while Al-Adil II ruled Egypt. This division led to another civil war between the brothers. For a time, Al-Adil II succeeded in holding the throne, but he was soon deposed by his brother As-Salih Ayyub, who became the 7th Ayyubid Sultan. By then, however, the Ayyubid dynasty had grown so weak that even the Sultan had little real power. Ministers were plotting against him, and in response, Al-Salih recruited a large number of Mamluk slave soldiers into his army, mostly Turks who had fled Central Asia after the Mongol invasions. These Mamluks soon took control of the entire Ayyubid army, and later established their own rule, known as the Mamluk Sultanate. After Al-Salih's death, his son, Turan Shah, became Sultan, though his father had disliked him and kept him away from Egypt. Still, Turan Shah achieved a major victory by defeating the Seventh Crusade, and even capturing King Louis IX of France. However, Turan Shah's relations with the Mamluks were poor, and they conspired against him, eventually assassinating him. Soon afterward, the Mamluks installed Shajar al-Durr, the widow of Al-Salih, as ruler, while the powerful Mamluk general Izz-al-Din Aybak was appointed commander. Later, Shajar al-Durr married Aybak, after which the Mamluks completely took over all former Ayyubid lands. After his death, the Mamluks placed a 6-year-old boy, Al-Ashraf, a descendant of Saladin, on the throne. But true power lay in Mamluk hands. Izz-al-Din Aybak became the first sultan of the Mamluk Sultanate. The Mamluks grew so powerful that they not only repelled the Mongols for the first time in history, but also pushed back the Crusaders multiple times. Until the rise of the Ottoman Caliphate, the Mamluks were the most dominant power in the region. As for Saladin's descendants, the last of his line to rule were Al-Nasir Yusuf, Emir of Damascus and Aleppo, and his brother Al-Zahir. Both were executed by the Mongol general Hulagu Khan. Today, members of the Ayyubid family are still found among the Kurdish communities. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And make sure to share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching. See you next time.